YouTube? What's going on? Mike here, back with another video. How you guys doing this week? Hope everybody's doing good. Just taking a quick ride, and just wanted to share a story on how exactly I got back into motorcycle riding. But when I was younger, I rode, mini bikes and a couple of dirt bikes, but nothing on the street, just like back roads and on dirt, certain different situations. But my scooter was my introduction to actually riding on the street. So yeah, I got a scooter first, and that was really just my intention with just getting a scooter. I didn't think it was going to be where it's at today, but things happen like that. And pretty much what I will say is, if you've ever driven a manual transmission car, then riding a motorcycle is a breeze for you. And I'm talking about religiously. Like, I started driving with a stick shift. My first car was a stick shift, my second car was a stick shift, and the last car I had before getting a motorcycle, because I just had my work vehicle, and this was a stick shift. So when I bought my 250, I probably stalled the 250 one time. And other than that, I've had false neutrals, but never just, I feel like if you're coming from driving a manual transmission, learning your friction zone is normal to you, because I've driven so many different types of stick shift cars that every car from old to new, they're different, situations. So pretty much what I would say is, if you have a firm grasp of manual transmission vehicles, driving a stick shift, riding a motorcycle is second nature, what I would say. The only thing different is, your shifter is at your foot, your clutch is at your left hand, and your throttle is at your right hand, brake at your right hand, and your other brake at your right foot. So I mean, you just got to reorganize in your brain where the things are. But other than that, the only time I did stall my 250, I haven't stalled this bike once, not yet. And it's so smooth and crispy how it shifts and stuff like that. I don't know, to me it'd be kind of hard to mess up, because I can let go right now. See how the bike is moving? That's my friction zone right there. So all I gotta do is just add a little gas. It's just like driving a manual transmission. You see the RPMs go up, shift. It's easier said than done, granted. And if you haven't had any experience with manual transmission vehicles at all, then I can understand how hard it would be. Because learning to drive a stick shift to me was, it took a little bit, but that was the only vehicle I had my dad was like, here's a car, you want it, you gotta learn how to drive it. And I learned how to drive it. I stalled on it so many times, and to the point where you just know how to work any vehicle that requires a manual transmission, so definitely worth it knowing how to ride a motorcycle and knowing how to drive a manual transmission vehicle. But the way the world's moving now, they're getting away from those. So I don't know, it's fun. As you get older, you get away from it, for some people, but I still love it. Now my leg might not love hitting the clutch or keeping it, or certain ways to drive to make it easier, but just a side note though, this is where it all kind of started. Around this is my old neighborhood where I used to live, where You guys see me riding a scooter and a 250 a lot. And yeah, I did a lot of speed runs this on here. Brings back memories. So yeah, it's definitely brings back old memories. Starting from a 50cc to a, let's call it 88cc, but it claimed the 105 big bore kit, you know. So then I did the 150 swap. Then I got my 250 and did a lot to the 250 thanks to YouTube. So yeah, with that being said, the one time I did stall on my 250, I was at an intersection like this and I was making a left turn, and as I was making the left turn, I seen a car coming. I'm like, I can beat this car. Tried to beat the car and stalled, let off the clutch too fast, and that was the first and only time I stalled on the 250. So other than that, on the 250 I did have false neutrals, but I can kind of feel it now if I did click in a neutral or not, so it's like that doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, I haven't stalled on this bike once. Oh well, it doesn't count, but I pretty much was holding on. I put my kickstand down and it cuts off, so I don't want to say that's a stall, but it's not. I just cut it off. So yeah, just wanted to put that in there. So yeah, like I was saying, if what really made it easy for me to just transition and get on, and actually when I first got my 250 and I first put it in the first gear, I pulled out of my driveway, clicked up in the second, clicked up in the third, then right by my house, and I'm gonna put in a clip, there's a parking lot where I used to ride my bike around a lot. And got in there, practiced a little bit, didn't stall at all, just wanted to brush up my mind on how to ride, how, you know, make sure I know what gears I'm clicking into, because soon after I had to do my MSF course, so you know, I wanted to make sure I was just on point with that. And then before I did the MSF course, I did ride around for a little bit. I did about 50 miles on my bike before I took the MSF course, and yeah, it worked out pretty well, you know. I feel like it was just the strong knowledge of driving a manual transmission vehicle which gave me the upper edge, because I mean, I drive this like I'm driving, you know, when I'm coming to a red light, I downshift to slow down, you know. I mean, same things you would do if you're in a car. You know, if I want to get up faster, I'll downshift certain situations, but you know, I tend to ride relaxed for the most part. But it's fun, you know, riding like that, aggressively shifting through the gears. I enjoy that a lot. That's why, you know, I value a lower cc bike a lot, riding through the streets, because, you know, if I had a bigger bike, I wouldn't be changing through gears as much on the streets. But yeah, what everybody calls that friction zone, like I said, it's the same thing in a car. You got to feel that when you let off with your foot, and you got to give it some gas. Same thing. And the rule of thumb is you never want to let off too much clutch and not give it enough gas. You want to kind of be simultaneously. It's like you're meeting in the middle, you know. That's pretty much the best way I can say it, you know. it's like you're coming down, up and down on something, you know, like it'll be gas and then clutch and you're just coming to the midsection of it, you know. So that's the best way I can explain it. Yeah, but what really made me bring it up is because I think I saw a video where, you know, at first somebody said they were really kind of afraid of, the only time I can say I was afraid of really or ever feeling of, let me rephrase that, or ever having a feeling of fear was when I was doing over triple digits on the highway. That's probably the only time I've ever felt like, all right, I need to slow down a little bit. Yeah, that was the only time I really felt fear on a bike. But you know, it was like a split second and then it was nothing, because I do it all the time now, so it's no big deal now, right? The only other time was when I was on the 250. It was vibrating like hell, man, when I was getting up to speed. That's why when I did get to 80 something, I wasn't on the highway, I was on the state road. But yeah, it's just windy. And I also placed the mic differently, so I can hear wind in the helmet, but I have earplugs in as well, so it's not that loud. Yeah, I have these what are they, like earplug headphones. But I will say, getting a motorcycle was probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life, hands down. If you follow my Instagram, I put a post up today saying the same thing. Like, it just the feeling of riding, I don't know, it's just a free feeling. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have said this before in other videos, and we all can relate. And you know, it might be a different feeling for everybody, but I'm pretty sure it's still a therapeutic feeling, you know, hands down. I'm gonna try to talk a little bit more while I'm going on this trip, see how it sounds with the mic, but I definitely hear wind noise, so I know that's gonna be a factor. So yeah, love getting up to 100 on the highway, but I don't usually ride that fast. I'm usually around this speed right here. That's why the 250, I wouldn't trust it on these highways down here in Palm Beach County, because it's just, you know, I'm gonna tuck a little bit. But man, it feels so much better just riding like this too, because but yeah, like I said, the only time I drop a gear is when I need more speed, but I rarely don't on the highway. I rarely don't. Yeah, first time I'm taking a GoPro out at night on the highway too, so yeah, this is the type of speed I'm on the highway. I mean, if you're gonna do 70 on these types of highways, it's not good. It's not good. You know, here in the United States, you gotta, I mean, you can see what cars are doing. I'm doing 84. Look at that car right there. You know, I mean, look at the car in front of me. So it's kind of like a normal thing. And you know, I usually keep it in 6th gear. The only time I drop down is if we slow down, I'm in a group of people. So like I said, it's different when you're riding by yourself. But this thing gets up quick. But I have learned a lot in the year that you know, well, it's been less than a year that I've been back actually riding a manual transmission, but actually being on the street, riding a scooter and stuff like that, you know, it's been over a year, and I've learned a lot. In the MSF course, I can't really say that I remember anything from the course that stuck with me except how to ride on certain terrain. That's probably it. Other than that, I kind of use YouTube to give me a lot of information before I took the course because I didn't want to fail. But as me taking it, it really was easier than I thought. I mean, if you want to say the hardest part is maybe the U-turn aspect of it, but once you learn how to U-turn, it's pretty easy, you know, doing your slow skills, shifting up gears. I mean, it's that test was a cakewalk, you know. And so for me personally, no, I can't say I really retained anything from the MSF course. And would I take it again? No, not really. I've gained more experience here out in the street than I did at the MSF course, you know. So it's just, you know, to each his own though. Some people take things differently. I'm just more of a hands-on type of learner. Books can't really, you know, I like to be warned, obviously, how to ride on certain surfaces and what to do in certain situations, but you know, a lot of times it's just, you gotta experience it too. And then I watch a lot of, you know, nowadays we're in the era of YouTube University, you know, and you can learn a lot. Before I got my 250, I watched a couple of bikes just to brush me up on riding a manual transmission again, because, you know, scooter, automatic. And I was thinking to myself, wow, this is like driving a stick shift. This should be nothing. And then since I had it so ingrained in my mind, when I actually got on the bike, everything worked out. I just had to get used to, you know, where everything was, and that didn't take no time. So I will say, if you're interested in getting to ride, just learn, you know. I mean, like I said, it's the best thing that ever happened to me as far as getting back on the street. I did watch a YouTuber the other day. Like I said, I love watching moto vlogs, but he said one thing that made more sense is, like, the more you ride, the more careful you become and the less fear you have, which is true, you know. Just to wrap it all up, it's, you know, I'm pretty sure there's so much tutorials. I've watched a lot of people how to ride a motorcycle. This is just my point of view on it, and, you know, straight up saying, if you know how to ride a manual transmission, it will be easy for you to ride a motorcycle. Very easy for you to ride a motorcycle. So you just got to re-coordinate your brain. Oh, the one thing I will say that I had to get used to, because in the car, I kind of knew what gear I was in just by automatic, just driving so long. So with this, you know, I do have a gear indicator, but I didn't want to be reliant on it all the time. So I had to try to not look at the gauge and just know what gear I was in at every time. So that I had to train myself to do a lot more riding, you know. But nowadays, the newer bikes, most of them have gear positioning, so it's not like the biggest deal. But I just wanted to, you know, train my brain that way to say, hey, if I ever ride a bike that doesn't have a gear indicator, I know. But, you know, it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of second nature. You can, like, I can hear, without me looking, I know I need to shift, you know. I know how high the engine is sounding to shift. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys. I'll be back with another vid, and you know what it is. I might as well start saying it. If you like what you see, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll be back with another one. Peace.